Hey guys, Shaya here and welcome to my YouTube channel. And in this video I'm gonna do a sketchbook tour of this sketchbook. And this sketchbook is from Art Creation. Actually it's the series Art Creation Raw Talents. I've been using this quite a lot. This is actually my go-to outside travel sketchbook if you like. This sketchbook actually took me a lot more time than usual, which is kind of not okay for me because it took me like, now you're gonna see how much. I started May last year and I finished it literally last night, uh, September 27th, and usually I don't do that much. Quite recently, not my previous ones. I have one that it took me quite some time, but considering that I love to draw and love to use my sketchbooks, this really took me a lot of time, so that's kind of a bummer. But anyhow, let's dive in the sketchbook. So over here I wanted to have the Assassin's Creed fan arts that I have done. So this is from the Inktober Assassin's Creed prompt list that I did for Inktober, my personal list. And this is an art of Alexios that I did. I made them a sticker and just add them to the cover because it's fitting, you know, Assassin's Creed's white and yeah. And on the first page, because I always felt pressured to start with the first page, and I started using this kind of a setup and you know, in the sketchbook, when you open it and don't feel so scared to not miss the first page, if that make any kind of sense. But I decided I saw one of other creators quite some time ago that they do something like that, and I decided, wait, why not try something for myself and see how this would go. So I had the start and I have the end. The end. You can see it took me quite some time, maybe because I didn't go out so much because of the pandemic, and it's kind of a, yeah. And here we have a quote from Altair from Assassin's Creed. Hint, I do like him a lot. And here is just some swatches of one of my favorite palettes. I love this palette. It's one of my favorite because it's having the pastel colors over here from Night, Nevska Palitra, White Nights. Over here I did try something that I didn't like so much, but I like the concept of it. Over here I tried something, but I left it, and I felt so much pressure, to be honest, to finish the sketchbook at one point because, you know, it took me quite some time and some structure, body, and maybe I feel restless to finish it, but at the same time I didn't want to be rushed. It's kind of a mixed feelings, to be honest. So I did try a couple of different stuff in the sketchbook, and I took it out with me. This is actually me one night, and I just wanted to vent, and I don't want to have pressure of I have to finish the sketchbook, but sadly I did have that at one point. I don't know, I think because of my artwork that I had quite recently. This one is one of my favorites, to be honest. I really like that sketch. I made this sketch, this one and this one on the same night, so yeah. Some legs practice, anatomy, I think it's important for every artist, beginner or advanced artist, to have this kind of basic shapes for body and going back to those kind of basics, because practice makes it perfect, you know. And this is actually on the beach. I took my sketchbook with me on the beach, and I love doing that in the summer because you can see different poses of people having fun and stuff like that. And over here, those are actually taken in one day and had so much fun. I was kind of an attraction to one family in front of me. I drew one of the girls and her mother, and then I showed them and they were like, mom, she drew you, and it was kind of fun. It's kind of very amazing emotion. This is Aya that I drew, when was it? I think 2020 or maybe 2021. I think it's more like 2020. But it was another sketchbook that I kind of destroyed. Yeah, please don't be mad at me. I destroyed because I made it and I needed the paper from it, so yeah. And I don't want to lose the art, so I just glued it into this one. Over here, I had a art study lesson with my student. We didn't finish that, like he also drew something like that, but I decided I wanted to be with watercolors, but didn't go there, and I just leave it like that as a sketch. This is one fan art Frank Pritchard study, and this is from Bell 6. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but anyhow, I love the game and I think that I will start it again at one point. Yeah, I glued these pages here because I didn't like what I did. This is something that I drew 5 days before I got COVID, and I was out with my scooter. I go to my favorite place and I just sit there and just draw. Here's some swatches of one of my other palettes. I love this May green. I just love that color, and I think for autumn these colors are perfect, and I'm thinking to draw something with this kind of combination and something like this because they're so beautiful and vibrant. Over here is a study of a door. Don't ask me why, but I just like how minimalistic is looking, and I kind of like it. Here's another sketch that I did. I only used 2 colors for that one, and I really do like the end result of it. There's another sketch that I used. I did a study and I really like the posture, the head and everything. I think this one took me like 10 minutes or something like that. I'm not sure. So maybe or 15. Anyhow, but I like how it turned out in the end. And again, one other swatches. Truth to be told, these colors, in particular this paper, I don't know why, but they look so pale. When I combine it with this color, this is actually their Prussian blue, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And I love this kind of variety, and they're so vibrant here rather than here, and just love these mixes. I have this one, I even have a date here, 3rd of June 2022. I had an art study. This is actually in my singer in my city here, and we have a lot of statues, and I sat and just draw this one. This is on the same day as well. It's a weird statue, but I like the challenge and I like the complexity of the rock, to be honest. And this one, honestly, I think this one is one of my all-time favorites for in this sketchbook because it's made 20th of May, 20th, and it's one of the coolest places in my city, in the Sea Garden, and I just love how this page turned out. I don't know, maybe it's because of the complexity of the messiness of here, because I used I think B4 or B6 pencil for this one, but I like the panorama kind of look. So yeah, usually I don't draw like this, like in this kind of a sketchbooks don't draw this kind of a spread, but I was really determined to try to do it in this particular one because it was the perfect timing. So we continue. Okay, one of the stickers that I did made for my Patreons, and I decided to add it in the sketchbook because it's fitting, and what is a sketchbook of mine without a Sally art in it? And I drew this, I think in the beginning of the year, and I made it a sticker for my Patreons. And if you want to know what other goodies my Patreons have, consider supporting me on it. Oh, this one. This is also one of my favorites, and also with two colors. And remember the previous one over here? Get it? Over here? Those two are actually made in the same night. And it was, I just had an art block and I wanted to draw, but I was so when you get in that rabbit hole that you don't want to do anything, but you also want to do something and you think that you're not good at. So that was the result. So yeah, and I really do like how this turned out. Maybe because of the purple. I like purple color in general. Next one, Shaya or Hall Girl. This is just a sketch, but this one I really do like. I'm a big fan of Hall Girl, and I used to draw her a lot, and then I haven't quite recently, and I decided why not draw one of my favorite characters, and this is the result. It's actually a mix of watercolors and Copic markers. Oh, I almost forgot what I was using. This is Aurora from Child of Light. I kind of don't like how this turned out, but I wanted to have this kind of a spread here in the middle of nowhere in my sketchbook. And this one I actually do kind of like. It's not typical thing that I drew, like this is a mermaid, but I like the colors that I use here. Like I have been using not mainly, to be honest, Copic markers and a bit of watercolor, so I will have this variety of colors, and I like her hair, to be honest. And I think I will try to do more of stuff like this in the future in my next sketchbook. I have a blank page. Wow, I can't believe it. Another mix of colors over here. I think this is my Paul Rubens sketch, not sketch, my Paul Rubens colors, and I love this color a lot. Another blank page. This I think is the first thing that I drew in this sketchbook last year. So we were on a picnic and in a beautiful place, and I just had my sketchbook, my watercolors, my travel pack, and sit down and just draw. Yeah, and this is also an art lesson with my student, and we were in outdoors lesson, or like I call it planner, and we sat on one of the benches, and I said, okay, now we're gonna draw some of the trees that we are seeing around us. And I draw with him because that's not only for him to see that I can actually do what I'm telling him, but also for me to practice, because like I said, practice makes perfect. And these are all in my city, in my scene garden, and I love this one. I love this as well, and this little branch over here. And this is from Arcutino, one of my all-time favorite places. It's a nearby beach and that we go, and the water is so clean and so beautiful. It's not something very complex, but I like how this turned out in the end. Another, oh, this is the power mass. So this one, okay. Oh, now I know. This is the new ones from Rosa that I have. Now I remembered. This is the Power Romance one. I love this kind of swatches over here, especially those colors. I think now for the autumn they will be perfect. I just love them. And a few days ago I was at Butler's, one perfect good place here in my city, and they have an amazing cappuccino, and I drink only decaf cappuccino and they made it there, and I love to go, so I did. Another lesson with my student, this is actually a fast sketch of my student, and some other trees, some sign over here, no dogs allowed in it, and again just random things. This one sadly you cannot see it very well because of the bleeding through, but anyhow, this is my city. I took this one at the same time that I did, let me find it. I hope I'll find it soon. Maybe somewhere over here. This one. I made this one the same day, but it was very windy at the place I go, so I just made a very fast sketch, raw sketch, and add the date and go back home. And this is actually the last thing that I drew in my sketchbook. There are other pages over here, but we will talk about them in a bit. This is in Costa Cafe. This is made on 23rd of September, and I had myself to do a little challenge to draw the environment when I'm sitting, and it was very early in the morning. I had some work to do in the place they were having a Costa Cafe, and I sat there for a couple of hours, actually 1 hour and a half, and I was half asleep because I was so tired and I had to wake up very early, and I just go there, have my cappuccino next to me and drew this, and I really do like it. It's kind of a simple like illustration, and I love the feeling of it. So this is the tomatoes that I did in the sketchbook that is not here anymore. It's drawn in the sketchbook, but I had a client who wanted the original, so I took it out and sent it to him. This is also a print of one of my oil paintings, and I just wanted to have it here. And the last one, if you do remember from my artwork for my birthday. I drew this the night before my birthday, and I wanted to have it here. So these 3 were actually postcards for my Patreons. So yeah, and this is it, guys. This is it, my sketchbook that took me so much time, more than I anticipated and more than I actually thought it would be. And yeah, anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to the channel. And if you want to see more what I'm doing behind the scenes, Patreon cards, stickers, and many more, consider supporting me on Patreon. I would definitely appreciate it and will help me continue to make content that you like. Thank you so much for watching. I will leave links to all the materials that I was using here in this sketchbook, including my social medias. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Talk to you soon. Bye!